Bon, alors merci beaucoup d'être là, on va reprendre. Il est 18h passé et nos amis italiens sont impatients de partager avec nous leur expérience fabuleuse au Mexique. Et donc, ils n'ont pas besoin d'être présentés, ils sont ambassadeurs du mezcal en Europe, juste en Italie. ¿Son embajadores del mezcal en Europa o en Italia?
Somos tres embajadores en el mundo.
Okay.
Yo, Cristian y Phil Bailey.
Tenemos dos de los tres.
Dos de Italia y uno de Australia.
Dos de los tres están aquí con, voilà, deux sur les trois, parmi les trois ambassadeurs du mezcal dans le monde sont là, donc nous sommes très heureux de les accueillir. Ils sont en projet en Italie, bon bref, je vais les laisser parler. ¿Van a hablar en español, en inglés, en italiano?
Many people speak Spanish.
Spanish?
Spanish. Many people speak English.
Spanish is good.
How many people speak Italian?
Spanish is good.
Facciamo in italiano questa canzone.
Hablamos italiano, dai.
Es perfecto, yo hablo en español.
You decide, guys.
Lo mejor es que los...
I'm bad
Malaca.
in Italian, in Spanish, and English, so...
Bueno,
Para mí
un
es
fuerte
el same.
aplauso para nuestros amigos Roberto y Cristian.
Gracias.
Ok, vamos un poco en español, así que los amigos italianos entienden, aquí todos entienden, aquí todos entienden. Tú es malaca, hablas un poco español, ok. Ok, vamos a presentar un proyecto que se llama un proyecto La Punta. Nosotros sí somos embajador, se reconocieron como embajador porque no somos mexicanos. Los mexicanos es un embajador natural del mezcal y del México, ¿no? Nosotros necesitamos de un reconocimiento por hablar de México. Todo se empezó hace más de 5 años. A nosotros gustaba tomar mezcal, tequila, pero faltaba algo, faltaba el viaje en México por descubrir de la cultura, de la población, de todo. Y empezamos a viajar. Explica. Tenemos este proyecto, explica que se... No, atrás. Te explica qué vamos a hacer.
As the pages in English with which languages, so you get confused at the end of this. I like it. It's very tricky. I'm more international, so I'm gonna speak a bit in English. That project called La Punta is something like a box. In this box you have so many things. You have a research in the middle. Then you have all is around the plants of agave. So we try to discover a new word for us. In 2014, for the first time, we get like in a new word for us. For me, was for me the first time to go in the other side of the ocean. From Italy, from Europe, we discovered this new word rich in this plant, the agave. So we tried to discover all was around this plant and the roots. Why this plant is so important for these people? Why it's so magic and why it's so kind of religious, even it's not a real religion today, but something very intense. Click, please.
And we start to traveling all around Mexico, and we want to discover all the style from every region, every spirits they produce in Mexico.
You can see here in some pictures.
From Jalisco, we're going to visit the raicilla producer. From this, it is close to Sola de Vega in Oaxaca. It is in Oaxaca.
This is our super good friend, Esteban Morales, explaining us all of the details about the distillation of the agave in Jalisco. This is me pretending understand something about mezcal, even if it's the glasses, you know, seeing the lights between the wood there. Click. And here's the start, the beginning. How we start discover the spirit. exactly in front the distillery of this friend.
Yes, the first guy they give apartment at us in Tequila in 2014, and we start to learn from tequila, of course, because it's the most famous spirit, Mexican spirit all around the world. And
Literally is a person who gave us first the apartment, because since then we were sleeping, as you can see, on some tracks or buses. We call it like traveling hotels. In Mexico you have these very comfortable buses, so we can just moving from a place to others, just sleeping to the bus, and the day after being in the new place, a new village, to see the new product or the new region.
please don't ask about the shower. Because
This is not, of course, we're not going to talk about tequila today, because you had a couple of very intense days, words from professionals that knows very well the product, the liquid. We're not.
Well, we are really surprised, because when we went to Tequila, we found a new family, Eduardo, but a lot of nice friends like Sophie, the guys from Fortaleza, other brand. They really opened the door to Italian, like clochard. We traveling all around Mexico for learn about the agave, and this is really interesting. It's a good. I think so. If you go there, you have the same experience, because the agave is like a family. The agave industry is really like a family. But the first things we learn, because we don't know really a lot about these spirits, is the different from the tequila from the valley, different the tequila from the Los Altos. A lot of people talk about this, no? Oh, tequila the valley from valley, of tequila from Los Altos, and we understand the first things, the most important things. One of the most important things is the terroir. The terroir for the agaves is really, really important, because the terroir representing the flavor in the bottle in the end. If you study the sommelier for wine, the first thing you learn is 70% of the flavor of the wine is from the terroir. And we learn this, the difference from the terroir.
It looks like stupid things like talking about terroir with so many agave lovers, because I think 99% of you know perfectly what we are talking about. But we are people around this world, the agave spirits. We need to translate. We need to be able to translate to common people these words and start into the base, because sometimes we get too difficult into some very difficult conversations about, and I think this is very easy. Easy as Eduardo the first time saw me and said, "Hey, come, this is my distillery. You drink my tequila here." And every time I drink this tequila, I remember exactly in front of standing in front of the autoclave
number
so I
two,
understand.
No, one.
Yeah, when it was 2 autoclaves. Anyway, so this spirit brings you exactly in the place it's produced. That's very, very important to travel with the mind. Please.
But I think some people, sometimes they don't think so the detail, especially the bartender. They try to sell the products, but they don't understand where is the origin. You know, the tequila is tequila. No, tequila is come from tequila. Tequila is come from Los Altos. It's a different. It's different terroir. It's different flavor. You need to explain this at the clients if you want to sell your products. If you want to give experience at your clients, no?
Yeah. Click.
We did really a big experience. We went to the magueyera to cut the agave, but it's not my job for sure. It's really hard job. We went to in the distillery. We went to in a place where they work with a glass. We make a bottle, artisanal bottle for tequila brand. We have really complete experience in tequila. But the second step, is one friend, Sophie. He talked with us. She told me, "Sorry, did you drink pulque?" what is pulque. I don't know nothing about pulque. And we did a nice experience in one pulqueria in Guadalajara with Alvaro. It's really important because if you start to drink the agave spirits, you need to go back in the past. No?
Yeah, the past and taste the raw
past
material.
is really important. And we learn about the pulque in our first trip. I never drink pulque in my life because it's not possible for real to drink pulque outside of Mexico, no? Pulque is a new word, is a word from Hispanic people because the original word is, you know, octilipoliqui. Yeah? It's really famous. Is a really famous fermentation from aguamiel. Is come si dice linfa?
Yeah, from the
aguamiel
from the juice,
water honey water from agave plants, and they fermenting. This is one of the most important drink burn in Mexico. Before the tequila, before the mezcal, everything. If you want to learn about a product, if you want to learn about the culture, you need to start from pulque, and then we go to study about the spirits. After this experience, we're going to Oaxaca. We think the Oaxaca is the unique region where the people produce mezcal. No, all the people think the mezcal from Oaxaca is unique, is the most old in Mexico. But we learn it's not true, it's not this. You need to learn a lot. But we have a really good experience because we see really the difference from artisanal and ancestral mezcal. We went to the Palenque, we see that people really love the tradition. But in the end, we understand the cognac have 1,000 kilometers the denomination, no? The denomination. Scotch, 70,000 kilometers the denomination. Tequila and mezcal is fucking incredible. You need to travel a lot for learn about these spirits. And we think, okay, we need to travel all around Mexico. And then, back. Dove l'ho messa la bandiera?
Cazzo ne so io.
Ho perso una... Okay, click, sorry, only one. Okay, and then we start to traveling for real. We went everywhere, from north to south. Sometimes I talk with Eduardo, you know, no? Tú sabes cuánto voy a viajar todo el tiempo en México. Last trip we drive like 14,000 kilometers all around Mexico. And we understand what the terroir is really important. We start to do a big research about the plants. The plant is really important. Every region, the guys from Durango, here, you know, how many plants do you have in Durango? It's endemic plants.
No, endemic, it has to be one.
Durango, Cenizo. You are concentrating in Tepemete.
Yeah, well then you have Agustifolia and you have the
Yeah, because yesterday did you forget the Igok is Americana from Durango, but Durango is concentrating these 4 plants, no?
Americana, well, some people in Mezquita, like around Mezquita, they use it. Obviously, I didn't mention yesterday the Aplanata, it's also called Castilla, as well as, but we have the Castilla from Agustifolia and we have the Castilla from Aplanata. So
but
there are like 27 species like in Durango, and then all these
you have the special varietal genetic, variation genetic from Durango. You need to learn about all the region. I love one of my favorite plants now is I don't know if the people ya escuchaste Inakidens from
so in Durango, sorry.
Yeah, please. This is going to be like a real living room. What has to be?
The scientists, they actually found a way how to cultivate the Inakidens, so I think you will find in the next year, maybe 5
but Inakidens in Michoacán is silvestre. It's totally in Indaparapeo, in Rio Parras is a special part of Mexico where the Inakidens is silvestre. The flavor is amazing, no? It's interesting, no? When we start to do a big research about the plants, we start to travel in all the region, in Guerrero, in Michoacán, in San Luis Potosí, where the people distilling especially with salmiana, agave salmiana. It's really interesting. Every plant have a different flavor. If you think our products, in Italy we are a producer of the wine, in France we are a producer of the wine, and you think if you drink a Chardonnay have a flavor, Sauvignon have another flavor. The same things for the agave. If you drink Cenizo from Durango, is a flavor. If you drink mezcal from San Luis Potosi with salmiana, is other flavor. And this is interesting. You need to do a really big research about the plants, not only at the terroir.
We literally been in all Mexico, except for maybe 3 regions, which are the part of Baja California, that will be the next, Tamaulipas, Nueva León,
Coahuila, no sé cómo se dice. Exactamente. Coahuila.
And this is going to be the next trip. But in the last 5 years, we touch all the regions of Mexico because we want to find denomination and out of the denomination to see what's happening and what kind of spirits they are producing and why the one are inside the denomination are very important instead the one that are not. We discovered also that the denomination is growing. I didn't know that. Maybe people must know that what Consejo does is just analyze cases for cases and see if the mezcal is traditional, if the plant is endemic, and then they say, okay, you can be part of the mezcal. That's happening with the regions. The last one was Puebla, for example, for the mezcal. So many of my customers don't know that. They think it's just something fixed for all of the next 100 years. There's not. It's something in an evolution. And we are part of the evolution. We need to try to find a way to communicate this, like the people from Durango are doing. That's very, very interesting and important to see and analyze cases for cases.
When we start to traveling, we understand about the plant, we understand about the terroir, we understand about the style of the distillation. Every region have a different distillation. Domingo yesterday speak about the alambic. The alambic is totally different in every region. If you go to in Michoacán, it's possible to find the alambic is a middle of Filipino, puede ser is in the middle of Filipino, a new concept because one part sometimes is in
clay, one
no,
in wood.
ramen. Copper and a top in the wood, but sometimes it's in clay, a top in the wood. But it's not real Filipino sometimes.
Tarasco.
It's Tarasco, sí. But if you go to Durango, the people call the alambico is the same concept like Michoacán. They call viejo. They change the name. Every region have a different style, different flavor. This is what is important, really. In this time, we give a little tasting of these 2 mezcal. Is tasting?
Tasting?
Sounds like
It's tasting moment, guys.
Tasting moment, please. Tasting.
No, because at the end of the day, what we do is just try to explain our customer what's the difference. We have more than 500 labels inside the bar, so why I need to choose something or other, and why I have to buy something that costs 20 euros per shot instead one that costs 15.
You need to explain this because the people, we are concentrated about the history, about that, but nobody explain about real the products. Gracias. ¿Cuál es questo? ¿Qué es eso? El primero, eso. Ok, ¿segura? Sí. Ok. Ok. Okay, wait. Okay. Sorry, guys. The lady shared the mezcal agave espadín from copper steel. Okay. The lady in this side have a mezcal espadín from clay pot. Okay, clay pot still.
No.
You need
¿Cuál pasaste?
2 glasses each, because I want the people start to comparing, because the people need to understand the difference from the alambic. You have a different flavor because
En este momento, sí.
Domingo tú puedes
Sí, lo que está pasando ella,
¿Qué pasó?
the girl here
Clay.
has the clay pot and the girl here is the copper. Okay?
Why we want the people comparing? Because for us it's super important. In the bar, we do this all the time. The people need to comparing the products, depend of the terroir, depend of the plant, but depend of the style. If you testing the copper steel, the people think, ¿qué es eso?
Clay. Lei c'ha sempre l'ancestrale.
No, lei c'ha il copper, eh? No, è differente. Clay? No, questo è clay. Sì, clay, di là.
Lei c'ha
Il copper di qua. Chica, mi amor, hola.
Mira, fermate un minuto.
Si había tomado el
Ah, ¿sí está bien? Que se cobre, no? Okay. You need to comparing. This is interesting. You teach this at your clients. For sure, your clients fall in love with the agave spirits. 100%. They change. We have a little joke in Italy, no? We make a video about the degustation about the gin. Sorry. About the gin. Perfecto? Every people, when they make a degustation about the gin, sorry, I have a brand of gin like you, but I need to say this. Sorry. Every people, when make a tasting about the gin, oh, okay, lemon peel, grapefruit, juniper, wow, coriander, fuck, everything is right on the bottle. Guys, it's easy. No? This is true. This is not. It's not for the agave spirit. It's completely different for the agave spirit. You need to understand more different things. And one is this: the comparing the alambic is the first step. Is an example. Okay. We have, okay. This is my favorite. No. Perfect. Okay, this is where we traveling all around Mexico, me and Cristian. Yesterday we have a problem to put the flag in all this part, but we go everywhere here in the center.
In the stomach.
In my stomach, yes. Every ear. Okay. Well, okay. This is interesting. When we talk about what do you think about this? You are Mexican, okay. I know, you understand, but the people, they put all the time and the attention about this detail when sell the mezcal, about the alambic, about the plants, about this. Ben, you...
When you explain to the people it's made in the clay pot, you have something more mineral.
Okay, of course.
You can have the same sensation when you drink on the clay glass.
Yeah. But when you sell, you explain all the details. This is important. In Italian, no. Not all the people explain this. Just sell mezcal. The people, sometimes in Italy, the people in the beginnings come, okay, can I have one mezcal too much turbato? Okay. You don't understand nothing, no? You need to teach. This is the first thing.
This is the biggest problem in mezcal. It's recently booming the last 3 years. And bartenders, they don't understand mezcal because in order to find mezcal, you guys, you need to travel in there to see all the differences and get closer to the culture. And this is actually the problem.
Sorry for my back. No?
Nobody understands mezcal at the end of the day. There are only few that they're really passionate, like you guys, and like they want to try to.
Yeah, this is why now we traveling alone to everywhere for teach about the mezcal, especially in Italy and sometimes outside the Italy. And we are really proud of this. But I think the bartender need to study. You don't need to every time only
Think about girls and blah 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 as a bartender. They need to
sexy
study.
bar and the cocktails. This is
I'm
a
kidding.
thing.
Just do whatever you want.
If we talk about the Durango, it's possible to try outside two different styles in the Durango, no? Example, the mezcal from this guy, non me recuerdo come si dice il nome, guardarrayas, disculpen. It's possible to taste in the origen raíz. Uno is other mezcal. It's come from Nombre de Dios. Two mezcal from the same part of Durango, really close the village, but they produce in different style. Okay, the guardaraya they produce in a Durango style. No, did you use the hacha? No. Okay, they use it for the molenda axe. Okay, they fermenting underground fermentation, in tin underground fermentation with a wood. And viejo, el alambico es lo viejo, sí, classic alambic from cobre and wood. If you test the origen raíz, is completely different because they use a different technique when they produce. They use the technique from Oaxaca in Durango. When they start to work with this in Durango, they have a problem because they take the tank for fermentation from Oaxaca is more big. They put in the soil, is underground, and doesn't work the fermentation. They take off the tinas, and they start to ferment the other time. The fermentation starting. What is the detail? Different technique of the production. This is why in the same area, really close, you have two products completely different, and they don't use in the mill. They don't use the axe. They use the taona, the classic taona. Okay, this is a detail change the flavor of the mezcal, of the distillato de agave. Every detail change.
No.
Solo el alambico, la pianta.
Entre esos,
Estos dos, sí, cambia
sí,
el alambico.
la gradación alcohólica también es diferente.
Pero
la planta es la misma y el alambique cambia. El resto de la producción es la fermentación. La fermentación.
Muy mineral, ¿no? Así siente.
In this one, the fermentation is made in clay. That's all the different. But when you perceive the flavor, it's a lot of clay pot distillation. So you can very strong clay flavor, and that's, I don't know if it's come from the fermentation also. It should be. That's my first experience, for example, with some clay fermentation. But for sure, I can taste the alambic, and that's very, very important. So these two products are very different, also because of the fermentation. But you have 1,000 of examples. You can do it with some palenques, for example, as a small clay pots, and they're sometimes using the same maestro, the same ends, the same plants, and it comes something else. That's it.
This is interesting because all the detail is important in the agave spirit, and no people sometimes the people forget this. But click, okay. We want to go a little bit. Possiamo, abbiamo ancora 10 minuti. Siamo partiti in ritardo. Tranquillo. Okay.
No, perché c'è il professore.
No, colpa del professore. Il professore 10 minuti di ritardo. Dobbiamo recuperare.
When you like in front of me, it's like, oh my God.
Sí. Después tenemos la guest aquí. Nosotros vamos a limpiar y trabajar una otra vez. Pasa nada. Ok. But when we start to do this research, we don't stop it only with mezcal and tequila. Vamos, disculpe.
Yeah, we went out to the, as I was saying, we had in and out the denomination to see the difference
and
to see
we
what happened in whole Mexico.
And we start to travel a little bit in Sonora. We learn about a new spirit. It's like a new frontier, no? Because a lot of people now in Mexico, they put a little bit of attention about the Bacanora and the other spirits. But the first we talk is Bacanora. Bacanora is one agave spirits they make with a plant. It's called Agave del Pacifico, Agave angustifolia, botanicamente chiamata. But the style of the production is the same of the mezcal. They cook the agave, they mill the agave, and they need to learn a little bit about the distillation. It's really like a moonshiner now, but it's possible to find something interesting. Click. This is a type of the agave they use at the Pacifico, close to the coast. Here is close to the Nahuatl. It's just down the Alamos where they produce the Bacanora. Click. But the problem is this: from 1950 until to 1992 is the prohibition. Is illegal to produce Bacanora. They lost a little bit the culture. They need to bring back your culture. They need to learn new style. From 2000, they have a denomination. From 2004, they have the nom. It's possible to produce Bacanora only in this area. It's 33 different parts of Sonora. This is a Sonora region. And this is a part where it's possible only produce Bacanora. It's interesting products. This is an experience for us.
No, just about the picture of
Back?
the herds. Yeah, because you can see like they left a lot of the leaf or the leaves. So I was just wondering if they just they just arrived or they will cook like.
No, they just arrived.
Okay,
They just arrived. Yeah, just cut the leaf and that's it.
No, but I mean.
No, capito.
DJ, vedo che nella back, please. Thank you.
No, back.
Dice, vedo che c'è tanta foglia qua.
Sì.
La lasciano o la tagliano?
Sì, no, they work like this, with a lot of leaves.
They will cook
Yes.
it that way.
Yes, in that way they work. Sorry.
That's probably one of the reasons also it's going to be super raw, super...
Bacanora? What is the age of the age of the agaves of the Bacanora?
Change responsibility to clock. Boss,
No,
can we stay
we are
5
late.
minutes, please?
We start late 10 minutes, eh? We start late 10 minutes. Empezamos 10 minutos después. Necesitamos de terminar. Como 7, 8 años. Sí, está chiquito. Está aquí, está cerquita de la playa. Está loco.
If you want, we can keep Roberto talking during the guest instead the music.
See if you want.
So you can drink, enjoy it, dancing a bit, but it's just voice down. Right?
Up. Okay, this is a things, no? This is a little video I do with Maestro Bacanora and talk about the fermentation. Imagine every people have a different style. We talk about the natural fermentation. Click.
Cuando venimos, tomamos agua. Una vez que la tomamos, alimentamos el hongo, bacteria, se llama Saccharomyces cerevisiae, y de esa manera, cuando ponemos los botes aquí adentro para fermento, ya sabemos que va a trabajar muy rápido porque anda en el aire.
Es interesante ver quién es que va a inocular las bacterias, ¿no? En esa fermentación, ¿no? Directamente los maestros mezcaleros, es el laboratorio. Pero es interesante porque cada persona... Oh, sorry. English. It's really interesting to see the lab of this guy, no? Because this is true, no? This is Mexico. This is really artisanal products. The last but not the least, I go fast, me voy super rápido. The last but not the least is a sotol, is other new frontier, what I talked about before, no? Because the sotol, the people have a little bit a confusion, they don't know really what is. Some people tell me, okay, it's agave. No, it's not agave, it's a desilirium, it's Nolinacea. It's possible to find 17 different desilirium, the genetic variety. But again, the technique for producer the sotol is the same of the mezcal. It's the same. Click. They have only this region where it's possible to produce. Chihuahua, Durango, Coahuila. They have again the special edition. They make like a pechuga. Click. This is a little friends all around the mountain show me the sotol. This guy, I never see this guy with a water, only with beer all the time, from morning. But it's fucking cool. Here is in the north of the Chihuahua, where we went to see the plant. This is a sotol. The people confuse it with.
It's like Blair Witch Project, but at daytime. After 71 beers.
¿Te está quietando?
Justamente.
Giustamente. Es una tontería quel che le pregunta.
Hay una parte amarilla en la parte de abajo. Sí. Ahí es exactamente donde está la base. Entre la verde.
Sì, il carrino, perfetto.
Ahí es donde.
Super chido,
Se va a cortar. Ajá, ahí es donde se corta.
Es interesante, todos los detalles de la planta van a hacer. It's important. All the details from the plant, they make a genetic variation of the plant. If la spina, come si dice spina?
The leaf and the pin.
Spina.
Spike. New word. Click.
Click. No, una atrás.
Giustamente, se io dico io dici tu quella va.
This is a process. This is a process in the desert, no? You have a nice experience with a producer. This is the alembic they use. This is the fermentation tank. This is This is peyote. It's an experience in Mexico in the desert. But after this, we come back. We want to live in Mexico. We want to lose more time in Mexico, but we need to come back sometimes in Italy. And we open our bar. It's La Cantina Mexico. The name is called La Punta. Click. And bye.
Okay, very fast because we are very in the most important things is all of the experience we had. We wanted to put in this box, as I was saying before. The box is the project, it's not the bar. The bar is one of the ingredients to complete the box. And of course, traveling during Mexico during 5 years, we discovered so many things, so beautiful things, apart the rumination of spirits, like food. Most importantly, I think the people that are in Mexico. We discovered the Mexican food is declare intangible heritage of humanity, and in English sounds very bad, but patrimonio mondiale dell'umanità. Wow, I'm in love. Click, please. That's the way we try to translate our people, our customer, because at the end of the day, we need to explain all of the things, and it's very difficult if you are not Mexican, believe me. No. Like Mexican, believe me. If you are not Mexican, it's very difficult going in your country and say what you see, what you tasted, what is happening there, because it's huge, it's too big to understand in one life, I think. And we try to our best to do a trip with our passport, with our drinks, And the food menu is a dictionary of any ingredient we use in there is explained, because our food is a kind of contemporary food. We cannot make it traditional. Traditional Mexican food, it doesn't means nothing. It's like traditional Mexican food, it is the food the tatarabuela doing for you in Mexico. It's not my sister making in our bar. It's impossible, because the tatarabuela knows, as the mezcalero knows, how to make it. So just don't believe people that say they make authentic traditional food in other part which is not down in Mexico, because it's impossible. Even find the same ingredients is impossible, believe me. 2 years and a half making, thanks this God here that brings products in all of Europe, but also how many products outside this portfolio are there is impossible to find and impossible to bring. Click, please. We try to make some classic style drinks.
Classic style cocktail. Click.
Michelada, something fancy.
Sí.
Click.
Click. One of
Batanga.
special is Batanga. Click. Batanga is an experience for us. It's not La Capilla. Sophie talked about La Capilla before. It's one of the most famous bars in the world, but not because it's cool, a lot of details, top quality, but because it's experience. And when we met Don Javier, it's a really, really, really nice experience to talk with this man.
An example of hospitality, 100%.
Click.
This
This is some original plate.
Yeah, on the right side you find the food you probably find in some
Mexico?
places in Mexico.
This is in the La Punta
This is
way.
the way we try to explain our
yeah,
customer,
Punta.
because it's, if I serve this style, even if it's very good, people don't really get into the. This is the tamal de la Punta. This is the various tamales that we find there. This is super good pollo mole. I want to serve one day pollo con mole in my restaurante, but it would be impossible if I serve for the first time in 2019 in Europe, because people don't really understand. The first time I ate mole, I ate like 4 liters. I was almost dying. This is the way we serve it.
And we study, the last concept we build is we study about the cocktail and art, and we start to research about the arts. And we open a bar down there, La Punta, it's called Maria Sabina, it's a curandera, it's a shaman from Oaxaca. Click. For study the art. Click, sorry, because I need to go fast. This is a bar we have downstairs, it's a Maria Sabina, it's a big interpretation of the art and click.
I'll do the sound.
This is an interpretation of the art. All the details come from Mexico. We buy everything in Mexico. Click, gracias. We went in the house of a famous artist. This guy is, you know Dr. Lacra? Yeah. You know Toledo? He's a son of the Toledo. I have a lot of tattoo from Dr. Lacra, but we have experience with a really artists from in Mexico, not only Dr. Lacra, but a lot.
This is me even like
In the
mystic experience. I don't know why. It happens. Sometimes
The
happens.
Lacra style. This is our artistic style of cocktail. Click. Ancora uno. Ancora. Click. Click. Rapido. And this is the last. The last things we did is we have the cave down de la Punta where the people have a totally ancestral experience. We want to bring the people really in the past. We want the people to have experience with special products, and we have a little collection we sell only in La Punta, and we did this collection with in Jalisco because we are not Mexican. I don't want to make a new brand of the mezcal and sell in Europe. I want to help everybody, all the brand, to sell the products in all around the world. And we did only this small collection, is a certificate like Distillato de Agave. and that's it. Click. Why we are ambassador? Because we are not Mexican, but the people recognize our passion. We try to grow the Italian market, I hope, in Europe. And we organize now the bar show in Italy with a Mexican village inside for help all the brand. Click. Click. Grazie.
Thank you so much.
The best ambassadors, mezcal.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Sorry to be bothering you.
Merci à Cristian et à Roberto, les meilleurs ambassadeurs du mezcal et du Mexique, du coup. Donc c'était très sympa de partager ça avec nous. Alors pour l'échange, du coup, ça va se passer dans la salle d'à côté, si vous voulez bien. Et du coup, Roberto et Cristian nous accueillent avec une soirée. Ce sont les hosts for tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Party. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.